What the hell was that?
She wanted to get into the line, boss.
Ours or Notre Dame's? All right, everybody, gather around, listen to me. Now, today we start work on a new show. You're going to rehearse 4 weeks, then try out in Atlantic City. You're going to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're going to dance till your feet fall off and you aren't able to stand up. But 5 weeks from now, Pretty Lady's going to be the best damn show this town's ever seen. You're on your way to glory, and $32 a week. So, anybody who doesn't think he can take it better quit right now. Nobody. Good. Take a half hour to get measured for wigs and costumes, then let's get to work.
All right. Costumes down the hall.
Oh, it must be hers. The kid Andy threw out. Anything in it?
About 40 cents. The card. Peggy Sawyer, 125 Elm Street, Allentown, PA. Hey. I'll make sure she gets it. You go to your fitting. Julian, that was a great speech, and you will not regret a word of it. Pretty Lady's the best show we've ever written.
And now, with the greatest director on Broadway...
Oh, never mind the soft soap, Bert. I need this show as much as you do.
Wall Street got you too, huh?
You know the old saying, there's a horse's ass for every light on Broadway. I've given all I had to that glittering gulch out there, and it's been a hell of a ride. Okay, so the crash got me down for the count. But I'm still Julian Marsh, damn it. And Pretty Lady's gonna put me back on top. Let's talk about the cast.
Best in town. Billy Lawler for the juvenile.
Bea and Maggie for the character parts.
And Dorothy Brock for the lead.
It's Brock I'm worried about. Her last hit was 10 years ago.
We have to use her, Julian. She has Abner Dillon in her back pocket.
You know Dylan's kitty cars, and he's promised to put up the whole 100,000 if she's the star.
But she can't dance.
So we'll put a lot of girls around her, let her wave her arms a bit. The crowd will never know the difference.
I don't know, Maggie, if that would work or not. I really don't.
Do you have any other ideas?
Ooh, easy, Marsh. Here she comes now. Dorothy, may I present you?
Don't say a word. I want to do this myself. Mr. Marsh, ever since I was a tiny little girl and I saw my first Julian Marsh show, I dreamed of the day that I might work with the king of Broadway. At last that day has come, and I am filled with pride, joy, and humility.
Thanks, Miss Brock. I'm feeling rather full myself. Now, before we go any further, I want to try you in one of the numbers.
Oh, hold on a minute, Mr. Marsha. Dorothy don't have to try out. She's already got her contract.
Oh, Mr. Dillon, what would I do without you? By the way, there were a few items you forgot to mention, so I wrote them in. Limousine, redecorated dressing room, private maid. Oh, no problem about the salary. I just added another 0.
Now see here, Dorothy.
Of course, if there's any objection, I won't insist. We'll just go pedal our kitty car. And you, go pedal fish.
No, you're not hearing me, Miss Brock. I'd like to try you in one of the songs to see if you can handle the role.
Oh, if you're asking me to audition Mr. Marsh, I'm afraid the answer is no.
It's not an audition, Dorothy. Julian just wants to find out if it's in the right key.
Try the new one we worked this morning.
The new one.
Now, Dorothy, you're gonna love this.
Love it.
Now, Bert and I, we picture you in this flowy chiffon.
Chiffon.
In this low-down, seedy dive. Now, the piano pounds out this hot jazz beat. And you enter. And you sing. Shadows on the wall. I can see them fall. Here and there. Everywhere. Silhouettes in blue.
Of course, Mr. Marsh. Is it about the character I'm playing?
It's about the character you're playing around with. Now, I don't know what went on in that dressing room, but pretty lady means far too much to me to let any gigolo stand in its way. I want you to give him up.
Aren't you a bit confused, Julian? You're the director of my show, not my personal life.
When your personal life gets in the way of my show, I direct that too.
Mr. Marsh, I shall see whom I please, when I please, and no show is going to stand in my way.
Bert! Bert, I think we've got ourselves a little problem, and I think I've got myself a little solution. Nick Murphy, please.
Murphy, he's a killer. Look, Julian, if you don't like the song, just say so.
No. I put an old girlfriend of his in my last show. He owes me a favor. Hello,
I
Nick.
can fix it.
Julian Marsh. Look, I'm calling about a bit of a problem I'm having. You see, there's a fellow been hanging around our rehearsals by the name of Pat Denning. And I thought that since your place was right across the street, maybe you could send a couple of boys over to persuade him to make himself scarce for the next few weeks. Right. Well, thank you, Nick. Pleasure doing business with you. And that, I believe, is the end of that.
Julian, I just got a call from Atlantic City. They've canceled our booking. Not everything is all right. We picked up a week at the Art Street Theater in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, but all our shows have always opened in Atlantic City.
Maybe Philly will change your luck.
He's right.
Well, let's get packing. I'm grabbing my hat and coat.
I'm leaving the cat a note.
Quick, call me a ferry boat getting out of town. You're a ferry boat.
I'm sorry I couldn't afford to take you anyplace nicer, but the old purse strings are a bit frayed at the moment.
You know a guy named Pat Denning?
Well, yes, I do, but I don't...
We got a message for him. You better stay away from the Brock dame or it's going to be too bad for him. Get it?
All right. I'll tell him.
Well, this is to make sure you don't forget.
Oh, I won't forget.
Pat, who were they?
Just a couple of friends with some good advice. Excuse me, are you with the company?
Yeah.
I'd like to leave a message for Miss Dorothy Brock. Would you tell her that Pat Denning has taken a summer stock job in Philadelphia and will be unavailable for at least 6 months? Oh, with no forwarding address. I'm shining my traveling shoes. Big scoop in the Daily News. Who's saying here's toodaloos, getting out of town?
I don't want to go to Philadelphia. My contract says I must play out of town in Atlantic City. And
Miss Brock, fella left it here last night.
thank you.
Dorothy, why don't you want to go to Philadelphia?
Who says I don't want to go to Philadelphia? I want to go to Philadelphia. My contract says I must play out of town in Philadelphia. Here's
Fly high, they're going fly high, we're shouting hurrah. Wings spreading, 'cause we're heading for hot cha.
All right, you got everything? Hats, coats, trunks, dogs, cats, canaries. Get them aboard. That dress rehearsal in Philly starts at 8 o'clock sharp. So let's get moving.
My neighbors are awful nice. They promise to feed the mice. Hey, Iceman, don't need your eyes standing out of town. Here's fly, fly, we're going bye-bye, and we're shouting hurrah. Wings spreading, 'cause we're heading for hot cha. Hot cha cha cha, hot cha cha cha. A new kind of company. It's just magnetizing me. I would loose and fancy free. Get in, get it out, get it out,
All right now. The company got you all to Philadelphia. But it's up to you to see we get out of here alive. There were 25 musicians in that pit just dying to go in overtime, so let's get this dress rehearsal started. Oh, now, one more thing. Not all the scenery and costumes have arrived yet, and we'll be adding things as we go along, so don't let it throw you. Professor, we're late. Let's go.
Professor, can we hear the intro to the new James number we worked this morning?
Sure, Meg.
Thank you. Thank you.
You think of all those kids you'll be putting out of work if you don't do this. You think of the songs that will wither and die if you don't get up there and sing them. Think of the scenery that will never be seen, the costumes never worn, the orchestrations never heard. Think of Pretty Lady and the thrill and pleasure it could bring to millions. Think of musical comedy, the most glorious words in the English language, Sawyer. Think of Broadway, damn it! Come on along and listen to the lullaby of Broadway, the hip hooray and ballyhoo, the lullaby of Broadway, the rumble of the subway train, the rattle of the taxis, the daffodils who entertain, at Angelo's and Maxie's when a Broadway baby says goodnight. It's early in the morning. Manhattan babies don't sleep tight until the dawn. Good night, baby. Good night. Milkman's on his way. Sleep tight, baby. Sleep tight. Let's call it a day. Listen to the lullaby of old Broadway.
Come on along and listen to the lullaby of Broadway.
Hi, hi, and hoop-dee-doo.
The lullaby of Broadway. The band begins to go to town, and everyone goes crazy. You rock-a-bye your baby round, till the thing gets hazy. Hush a bye, I'll buy you this and that. You hear Daddy saying, and baby comes home to her flat to sleep all day. Good night, baby. Good night.
Milkman's on his way.
Sleep tight, baby. Sleep tight. Let's call excitement, I forgot to congratulate you. Congratulations, kid.
Thank you, Mr. Marsh. But you and I both know who was really out there on that stage tonight. Oh, I said the lines and sang the songs and did the steps, but you were inside me pulling the strings. So I congratulate you.
You're quite a girl, Miss Peggy Sawyer. Quite a girl. And you're on your way to becoming quite a star. You've broken through, Peggy. You're that 1,000,000-to-1 shot that comes home a winner. For years to come, thousands of little chorus girls will go to auditions and say to themselves, who knows, I might come out of this another Peggy Sawyer. I ask you only to be the sort of star those little girls would want you to be. Shine your light over this glorious gulch they call 42nd Street. Give it your talent, your strength, your youth. But try if you can not to give it all your heart. Because it's a very loving heart. And I would never want to see it broken. Now, you run along to the Ritz and enjoy yourself.
I'm going to the kids' party.
I was right. You're quite a girl.
Good night, Mr. Marsh.
Good night, Allentown. Oh, where is the kids' party?
Oh, at Lorraine's. The address is on the call board. Oh, and Mr. Marsh, it would be grand, 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 if you would come.
Come and meet those dancing feet. On the avenue I'm taking you to 42nd Street. Hear the beat of dancing feet. It's the song I love, the melody of 42nd Street. Little nifties from the 50s, innocent and sweet. Sexy ladies from the 80s who are indiscreet. They're side by side, they're glorified. Where the underworld can meet the elite. Naughty, bawdy, gaudy, sporty, 42nd Street.
I don't like corsages.
Every night you bring one.
Yesterday's gardenia, darling, always wilted.
Sure. We got them from the lady on the corner. They were cheaper there.
The things I did.
And then we go and dance all night at Tommy's.
Tony's.
Tony's? Oh my God.
Ben, don't you wish you were still young?
Once was bad enough. I wouldn't want to face all that again.
Hey up there, way up there, what do you say up there? I see it all. It's like a movie in my head that plays and plays. Oh, it isn't just the bad things I remember. It's the whole damn show. Waiting around for the girls upstairs after the curtain came down. Money in my pocket to spend. Honey, could you maybe get a friend for my friend?
Hearing the sound of the girls above, pressing to go on the town.
Clicking heels on steel and cement,
Kicking up the giggles, floating down through the vent.
goddamnedest hours that I ever spent.
We're waiting for the girls upstairs.
Hey up there, way up there. What do you say up there?
That's where the keys hung, and that's where you picked up your mail.
I remember. Me and Ben, we come around at 10. Me and Ben and hang around the wings, watching things with what the hell was his name? You know, the old guy, Max. I remember. Anyway, there we'd stay until the curtain fell. And when the curtain fell, then all hell broke. Girls on the run and scenery flying, doors slamming left and right.
Girls in their undies blushing but trying not to duck out of sight.
Girls by the hundreds waving and crying, see you tomorrow night. Girls looking frazzled and girls looking great. Girls in a frenzy to get to a date. Girls like a madhouse and two of them late. And who had to wait and wait and wait.
And waiting around for the boys downstairs, stalling as long as we dared. Which dress